guys, I'm here to do a review for the 6th episode of Hawkeye. I personally really enjoyed this episode. I thought it was really fun and I really enjoyed it. But I have a lot to say about this, so I'm going to start right now with the non-spoiler section. I really liked everything they did with the show, with the action and the comedy. Although there wasn't a whole lot of comedy in this episode because it had a darker tone, I did enjoy the comedy that it did have. I feel like the action was really great and it really helped the feel and tone of this episode be really cool. Another thing I really enjoyed was the characters. There's a lot of different things that these characters do throughout the show, and this was a great way of closing some of the characters, but also leaving open-ended questions to go to another project that these characters are going to be a part of, because I don't know if all of these characters are returning, but I know a lot of them are. Echo's getting her own show. I don't know if anything Kate's gonna be in soon, but I'm sure she's returning. Clint, if he's not returning, this was a sucky way of making him not return. There's just a lot of different things that I think was really cool with this show and a great way of closing the characters so that the show still makes sense and has an ending, but also leaving some extra things so that people come and see your extra projects, which is basically just Marvel. So yeah, there's that. And another thing I liked was everyone and how they fought. I talked about the fight scenes a little bit, but there were some characters that I thought had really cool fight scenes that I'll talk about more in depth in the spoiler section. Okay, I'm gonna go to the spoiler section now because I have a lot to say, so I'm just going to pick up the pace a little bit. Okay, so if you have not watched the finale of the Hawkeye show, I would recommend leaving now if you don't want to be spoiled. Okay, I will start spoilers in 3, 2, 1. Hi guys, to the people that are still here. Goodbye to the people that aren't. Let's get started with the spoiler section. I loved this episode so much, and I already said that, so let's just jump right into Clint. I personally really enjoyed his character, and I think that there's a lot of things going on with him in this episode that was really, really awesome and had some great character development. Everything with him and Yelena, I'll talk more about that scene. And there's just one scene in particular that I think is very important, but I'll talk more about that once we get to Yelena. But I'll skim over it right now. I think it's really, really cool how they had these two people that miss this one person so much and how they showed it, how they're coping with this person being dead in different ways. I really liked how they did that. But like I said, I'll go into that more in depth with Yelena. I just thought I would go over it a little bit. Then his relationship with Kate. I think that this relationship is just really, really, really awesome, and how it's kind of like a father-daughter duo, and how at the end of the fight, they had some great fighting scenes together, but at the end of the fight, because I think this is the important thing, is when he's like, I'm so proud of you, you've grown to be such a great fighter. And yeah, that was a really sweet scene, and I really enjoyed that part. And just his fighting skills were just really cool, and I really hope this show makes people who disliked Clint to make them understand more of his character and understand he's not just some guy that shoots arrows and randomly doesn't appear in some movies. He's a really cool character, and although he doesn't have superpowers or anything like that, he still is really important to the story, and without him in the Avengers, it wouldn't be the same. So I really hope that this story made people understand that, because I think that's really important, because he's such a great character. Okay, so moving on from that, I'm gonna go specifically talk about Kate now. I think that Kate was really, really cool in this episode. She had some great fight sequences, especially with Kingpin. That one scene where they're fighting and she takes Kingpin down was really, really cool. I really enjoyed what they did with that and all the trick arrows that they used in this episode. That's one thing I think I have to talk about right now, is the trick arrow effects were so good in this episode. I loved everything they did with all these trick arrows and how they advanced the story and the fighting sequences. It just made it look so much cooler and was just a really cool way to show them fighting and to show more of how the Avengers wouldn't be the same without Clint and now Kate. So yeah, there's that. And then I think I have to talk about her stepdad. If you have not seen any of my reviews, you would not know this, but if you have, you would know he was not my favorite character. I didn't think he was going to be the villain, but I was really hoping that they weren't going to do the 180, like, oh, he's actually just this really, really nice guy, and that's what they ended up doing. But I loved it. I think they did a great job with it, and having him and Kate's relationship just being such a fun relationship, and showing how they did that. Him with his sword fighting the bad guys was just so fun. It had such a great feeling to it. And also, he's the guy that played Shrek in Shrek the Musical. And it works so well. It's so good. It's so good. I love it. It was so much better than I ever thought it could be, and they made the right decision by making him do a 180, because then I got to see him fight with swords and just having the best time of his life, and it was so fun. I just thought I had to say that. And then this is the more important part, but her and her mom, and how she had to put her mom in jail, was really sad, but also her mom killed people, and so I didn't really feel bad for her. I know there might be some people that are like, oh, her mom shouldn't have been in jail, she learned her lesson, but did she really? Yeah, she wanted to protect her daughter, but I don't think she should just be like, oh, all the consequences are gone because you care about your family. Like, you killed people and did some terrible things. So, although I don't think she's like a total villain, I think she's just put in a bad situation. I don't think she should have not gone to jail. I think Kate made the right decision by making her go to jail. Okay, so there's that. Now I have to talk about the watch ending. I know this is not a character, but I feel like I have to talk about it, so I'll just put it in Clint's wife's section. I wouldn't normally do a section on her because she's only in one scene, but this one scene means a lot. So the whole entire show, Clint's wife has been like, alright, did you find the watch? Where's this watch? You need to go find the watch. They got the watch, but then Maya got it back. And then, so when Clint goes to his family for Christmas, he gives his wife the watch, and she turns it around, and there is a symbol of S.H.I.E.L.D. I love the show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So although I would love for them to have Fitz or Simmons or anyone, Daisy, just anyone above in that category of characters. I would love for them to come and like fight with her. They don't. Marvel's really bad about involving their TV shows in other parts of Marvel. Like, we have never seen any of those characters in anything movie related other than I think in the Winter Soldier movie Fury uses an invention that Fitz made. I'm pretty sure that's the only time that it's even acknowledged. So although I would love that, I don't think that's what they're doing. So I'm not exactly sure what they're gonna do. I would love for them to put some Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. characters in this because they're all really, really talented actors and they deserve it, but I don't think that's what they're doing, sadly. But yeah, she might be on the quest to go find Fury. That's another thing I've been thinking about. I think that might be a little more likely, but I don't know. I'm just, all of these series are going through my head, and yeah, that was just mostly just me trying to put my theories out there. The comments are on because sometimes YouTube is weird and likes to turn off my comments for some reason. Please put your theories down in the description. I would love to read them. Yeah, so there's that. I'm gonna end that part of the video with this watch. Now let's talk about Kingpin. I don't think he actually died. I think Maya tried to kill him. I no speculation about that, but I don't think he actually died. We never saw the body, which makes me really suspicious of Kingpin and how I don't think he's actually dead. But maybe that's just me being nervous because movie companies are like, but you never saw the body, so that makes sense of why he's not dead. So I don't think he's dead, but I hope he's dead because he was a great character, but he was a crazy villain, crazy guy. So for the show, I don't wish he was dead because he's a really cool character and I liked him a lot, but I also wish he's dead because he's a villain and a bad guy and I didn't like him in that way. But yeah, Maya, I need to talk about Maya is so cool. I've talked about Maya before plenty of times and how she's actually my favorite character of the show. It still is the same, but I love her so much. Maya is my favorite character, like hands down. There's nothing compares to her. I love all the other characters. They're all really cool, but Maya's the best. There's no question in my mind that Maya's the best. And yeah, that last scene where she murdered Kingpin, but also I'm not really sure of if she actually did, was pretty awesome. And when her friend, I liked him. He was a good character, and then he just went like crazy mode in this episode, which made me pretty sad because I kind of wanted them to just be really good friends and then like go be happy and not deal with psychopathic killers and go have a happy life and be friends or whatever, but they didn't do that. Made me sad, but we're getting more Maya, so I guess, but I'm kind of sad that he died because I liked him. He was good until he went crazy. That was not good. Yeah, there's that. His actor did a great job at making him seem absolutely like crazy, and I didn't understand what he was talking about, but that's the point of a villain. So his actor is great, but I was like, oh, I thought you were gonna be good, but you're not. Okay, that's a surprising twist. I did like that twist, but also I didn't because I was sad and because I liked him. He was a great character. Okay, moving on from that, because I could talk about how sad I am about that, because I was really sad about that. It made sense for the narrative, but I was sad because I liked him. Everything with Maya, once again, was awesome. And I really, really liked that. I liked the dog. The dog was cute. That fight sequence was really cool. I liked that. It was just a really good episode. There wasn't anything really bad about it. It was just fun and okay. I gotta sit up for this. That end credit scene. Expecting a little bit more, but I'm good with this. Was the full Steve Rogers the musical scene that we got in the first episode, and I was having so much fun with it. It definitely is not good. If it was an actual musical, it would not do very well, and the only people in the audience would be people like me who think it's funny and just want to go see it because it's awful but also awesome. So yeah, unless you actually and unironically enjoyed it, but no hate to you. You deserve to like whatever you want. But I was like, yeah, this is awesome. But also it's insane. But also sadly, if I lived in the MCU universe, I would probably go see this musical. Kind of sad, but I know myself, I would. So yeah, it was awesome. It was a great scene. It was a great intercredit scene. I loved it. Um yeah, it seems like a low budget parody musical kind of thing. On YouTube, a lot of YouTube people make parodies of this, kind of like this. There was a WandaVision parody musical that I watched, and I don't know what YouTube channel made that anymore, but it was pretty cool. It reminds me a lot of that, and it was just fun. It was a fun end credit scene. I enjoyed it a lot. Okay, I'm gonna end it now because it's now almost been 18 minutes and no one wants to listen to me ramble any longer. So, okay, there's that. I loved it. It was a great episode. I would highly recommend this show if you have not already watched it. I don't know why you're watching the finale review, but if you are, I would recommend it. It's a great episode. So yeah, there's that. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, then subscribe and like if you want. It doesn't matter, but okay. I'm gonna end this video now. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I love you 3000 and stay safe. Bye guys.